What makes us resilient? What makes some people continue to pursue their goals and dreams in spite of roadblocks or challenges? What if all we needed was an opportunity? Imagine if we trusted our talents, our abilities, and our strengths, then took a chance on ourselves. FutureProof is a Cincinnati State faculty and student-created podcast where students, alumni, and employers share adventures in learning outside of the classroom. We hope you will cheer, cry, and laugh along the way as we share our students' stories of resiliency and overcoming the odds. Find out what happens when we finally stop saying no and start saying yes.
Welcome to FutureProof, a podcast about alumni from Cincinnati State who join us to share their stories of adventures in and out of the classroom, and especially to talk about their experience with internships and co-ops. I'm Jane Martin Dressing.
And I'm Amy Donbar. Welcome.
So our guest today is a former student of both of ours. We had him for class and for internship, Max Alfonso. Max, welcome to FutureProof.
Thanks for having me. Honored to be here. Nice setup you have up here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, professional.
So Max has graduated from Cincinnati State. He has gone on to the University of Toledo to do amazing things, studying journalism. And Max is a local boy, graduated from Colerain High School from the West. Is that considered the West Side?
Yeah.
West
yeah.
Side.
Totally. Look,
Okay.
he owned it. He owned it right away. So, yeah.
Gotta have pride in it.
I know.
He
Well,
does.
is there anything else in the West Side? Like, it's total pride, total
Oh, yeah.
excitement.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is there anything else?
We're proud to be from the West Side.
Yes. West is best. Okay?
I know. I know. I
Right?
expected nothing less
Yep.
out of Max. So, Max, good morning. We're so glad to be with you. As Jane said, you've been a student of both of ours. You were in my 190 class, which is the class that gets students ready for co-op. And then Jane was your co-op coordinator. You're the first guest. Jane, I was thinking about this. He's the first guest that we both sort of know and have worked with. So we both know you pretty well. So I'm glad you're here today.
Yeah. I got to hear a lot about how Max would show up for class with chicken fingers. Just
Well, the class was right in the middle of the day, and I would have
our
classes before. I would get hungry,
It's our fault.
and I have work after, so I needed food.
The sad part about the instructor for the class, maybe it was me, didn't notice he was gone until he came back with the chicken fingers. They were some good chicken fingers, sir, correct?
They were edible.
Okay.
They were edible. If you put some barbecue sauce on there, they're more edible. So
All
yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the highlight of the cafeterias, the chicken
Is the
fingers.
chicken
I've heard
fingers
a lot
the-
of people.
Yeah.
All right.
Pizza's not bad from what I remember. More of a chicken guy though.
So, Max, you came to Cincinnati State straight out of high school, straight out of Colerain. I had to say it. I'm sorry. And did you have some maybe impressions or thoughts about what community college was going to be like? And what was the motivation for starting at Cincinnati State?
I didn't really know what I was getting into. Both my parents had come to Cincinnati State at some point or another.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah, my mom.
Second generation. We didn't know
We
this.
didn't know
There you
this,
go, Max. We
Max.
love when we don't
My,
know stuff.
We love when we don't.
I think
Isn't that a
my
lot?
mom was a nursing student here.
Nice.
Went on to be a nurse, and my dad is a respiratory therapist. I don't know if he went here for that, but he came here at some point. So yeah.
Okay, came here, did some classes. So
Yeah.
they had a good experience. They were alumni, or at least, took classes here, and they said, Max, this is,
Yeah.
figure yourself out there.
Was that how it went? They said,
Yeah.
"Hey."
Yeah, they were both very supportive of the idea to come here. They both liked their experience here, so
Wonderful.
it was
Great.
it's cheaper. So
All right. We like affordable, but okay.
Yeah.
So Max, you came here, you thought, I'm going to take some classes, and then you got to this class that said, "Hey, you've got to do an internship." And what went through your head? What were you thinking?
I
Did you have some
was
fears around that?
no, I'm kind of I don't want to say go-getter, but I don't have much
Go
fear. I don't have
getter.
much fear in things. I just kind of do it, and I was really looking forward to the opportunity, whatever it was, and turned out to be a great experience.
So, Max wanted to do something in the field of communications. He's now majoring in journalism, but at the time was like, what's out there? And maybe journalism, news, sports. And we started looking at some of the local news stations and really, literally, at one point, I drove his
Yes.
application and resume to the station, handed it off directly to help him get his foot in the door at a local news organization. And they brought him on, and the rest is history. I mean, tell us a little bit about that experience and what was valuable to you about that experience.
Yeah, well, it started with a bit of controversy. I started there for about a week, and then I got deathly sick for like 3 weeks and didn't go back. So when I got back, some of them were like, "Who is this guy?" Like, he just kind of walked in here. But
This guy.
but the experience was great. Got to meet a lot of good people. Just see what it's like in a newsroom and how you go about getting a news story. And it's a lot of stuff people don't know about. You don't just get in front of the camera and just start talking. You really have to, you work really, really hard on that day to get that story. And you have to learn about what you're talking about, because you're not when you're in front of the camera, you're not reading a script, especially if you're out in the field. So it's just a lot of things you learn, and it was a really good experience.
Kind of winging it a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
So tell us about what that process is like. And did you feel like, even though you were a student and you were an intern, that they kind of made you part of the team and brought you into the conversation a little bit? Like, what were your insights, or what would make a good story?
The longer I was there, I guess they opened up to it more, but it's not, the most people-friendly internship, just because it's such a fast-paced job going on. Like, they don't really have time to sit back and wait for you.
Yeah,
You
they're not
just-
spoon feeding you. They're like, keep
Right.
up, just keep up.
Right. So, which I liked. I liked just being able to watch and learn.
Because
And
you're a go-getter.
yeah, I love that stuff. I think it's more fun to watch people and see how they do it than just someone just walk me through every step. So
So that was kind of one of the things you learned through your internship, was that going after stories can sometimes put you in some pretty interesting situations, and neighborhoods, people you're meeting.
yeah, you don't the story doesn't find you normally. You have to go out and get the story. A lot of different areas in town that I had never been to, but I ended up being there a lot.
There
So,
you go.
but yeah,
I remember you sharing with me that when you guys are sitting around talking about the stories and which ones to choose, that it's what's the craziest thing that we heard, or what was the thing that will pull your heartstrings? And they were, kind of finding
yeah,
something in that arena.
yeah. The the ones that pull your heartstrings, it depends. Like, they didn't always want those stories, because those don't exactly bring in the viewers, as people say they do, but they don't. People want to see the sirens and
They
flashing
want the
lights.
ultrasound machine.
Yeah, they want chaos. But no, there were definitely good stories. My last day there was with a little kid. I think he had bone cancer. But 2 years ago, when the Bengals were in the Super Bowl, the Bengals flew him out to the Super Bowl. And I
Wow.
guess I forget exactly why we were doing the story again. It was just a follow up. I think he had some setbacks in his recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just trying to get donations, and we just kind of got the word out for him. But just another thing with news is we did that story about 5, and we weren't on the air till 10. and something had happened between then and an hour later, an hour before the show was on, we were an hour deep in Kentucky on a shooting. No, it was on a car. It was on a car crash.
Wow.
So we couldn't even front that story. It just
Because
ran.
something
but there was no live
bigger
shot.
happened in the meantime.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like this internship prepared you for going on to a 4-year? You get to University of Toledo, you're taking classes. Did you find that you were sort of really right on par with your classmates, or even maybe ahead of them because of your experience?
In some ways, both. Felt like I was ahead as, I've been in the field. Like I wasn't, working the stories, but I got to watch the guy I was with majority of the time do it, and I know what it's like in a newsroom, and a lot of people my age don't know that experience. So I think it's really cool that I had that opportunity, and I think definitely it's prepared me for college and a lot of stuff I'm doing up there.
Your 190 class that you did before internship, you had to do a career conversation with a professional in the field. I remember that. Can you tell a little bit about that conversation and how it shaped, in addition to the work that you did at the news station, how it sort of shaped your career and your major and your...
Yeah, the conversation was with John Cstate. He's the Reds TV play-by-play announcer, and we talked for an hour. He was awesome. He was really nice, and it was really cool to pick his brain. I'm not sure as of now what I want to go into, whether that's news or play-by-play. But hearing his side of it was cool. Just talking about, you have to do just so much to get to his position. So many sports, so many minor league games, sports that you really don't know anything about, but you just do it so you can get money and get on the air and get your voice out there. So yeah, he was an awesome guy to talk to. He's very intelligent and really, really willing to help.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot at Cincinnati State or in our classes, that nobody hires a major. They hire talent, they hire enthusiasm, they hire energy.
Yeah,
and
especially
build that.
Especially with this major. Obviously grades are very important, but if you're talented and you know what you're doing and you have a really big passion for it, then employers love that.
Definitely. And that's what it means to build a career. Is, like you said, you don't start at the top. You start reporting on sports that you've never heard of,
Yeah, a lot of guys.
Curling.
Yeah, I.
No offense to curlers, it is an Olympic sport. I
It is.
apologize,
It
but
is an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
But I won't know curling if I ever call it. But
you will know it. You know it.
You will be the expert in curling. You will. Yeah.
I'll pick up quick. But there's a guy at Fox. He's a national broadcaster. His name's John Fanta. But he does a lot of college basketball and stuff. And then I saw on Twitter the other day he was like calling bowling, and he like just really random, because he's like one of the higher ups in college basketball announcing wise on Fox. But it was kind of random to hear him on there.
Did he sound different than how he calls baseball?
Yeah.
Hey, a strike's a strike.
Yeah, it's
you
true.
know?
Yeah. And you're out. Like, is that what?
But
Transferable skills, I guess.
yeah.
Okay.
But definitely a little odd to hear someone you hear on basketball and sometimes football and other stuff.
If you get to be on the ESPN cornhole, have you guys ever seen those guys on the
Yeah.
ESPN? You can't even, they literally they say exactly where they're going to put it. I'm going to knock
they're
this guy out,
incredible.
I'm going to put it in, I'm going to go over the top. I mean, it's crazy. But it's really cool to watch.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Is that an Olympic sport yet? Cornhole?
Cornhole. I would think so.
It better be. It better be
Yeah.
at Paris this summer.
Yeah, there's
Le
summer.
cornhole.
Yeah, Summer Olympics has a lot of interesting sports. I wouldn't be
Le
surprised if
corn
cornhole
in
was
the
there.
hole. Okay.
All right. So now you are at Toledo,
Mhm.
and your major is media communications.
Yeah.
And what are you working on now?
What's next for you?
Yeah, I've had a lot going on this semester. I'm doing a live sports production class, so I'm going to right now basketball games and doing like courtside camera work or whatever they have us on. Our instructor has us on that day, and then I'm in a reporting class as well. I took a media writing class last semester, and that kind of led the way. I'm writing for the Collegian now, which is the student newspaper.
Nice.
So that that media writing class really helped my writing skills and getting onto the Collegian. Yeah, done a few.
What are
cool
you in
stories there.
charge of at the Collegian? Is you have a specific section? Are you on horoscope?
Yeah.
From
Horoscope.
from cornhole to horoscope. Max
we're
Alfonso.
hitting
Listen,
we're
if that's
hitting
not
everything.
part of the regular paper, then you're gonna miss out on some readership. I'm just saying.
I just Googled the Toledo mascot. It's Roxy the Rocket, correct? So
yeah,
you've
the
been
Oh,
you've
boy.
been following the Rocket basketball first of all. Like that is you've been in this course that you're doing the sports.
Mm-hmm.
Roxy the Rocket.
Roxy the Rocket.
Does Roxy show up at the games? Is it like a
Yes,
character?
There's two. There's a male and female Rocket. I forget the other one's name.
Rocky. Is it Rocky and Roxy?
Yeah, they're
There's
both.
two?
Yeah, I was in the library last week and they were both there. It was really random.
Wow.
But they're both. But
Lady,
they're
Toledo,
both
go ahead, Toledo. Two
Rocky
mascots,
and
Toledo.
Roxy.
Go ahead.
A lot going on up there.
So
But yeah.
with this class, you were it's the Toledo Rockets, correct? So
Yeah.
you're any NBA basketball, anything like that, or collegiate
Nope,
basketball?
just all college. Maybe an internship at some point. Maybe I'll work for the NBA at one point. But
He's looking for an internship, folks, this summer.
Yeah.
yeah, if you're hiring,
Bring
let
him
me know.
in.
So you were back to what Jane was saying. Sorry, that what kind of the Collegian you're writing for the paper?
Mhm.
What kind of articles are you writing right now? What are you working on? What are you excited about?
Yeah, a lot of news stories. One of the biggest stories just going on around school is the provost of the school wasn't there at the beginning of the semester because they had been removed from their position, as they told me.
Vanishing. Okay.
Yeah, but then
Doing
another.
a deep dive into the.
Yeah. So who did you interview? You had to interview and go around. You're looking into higher ed then.
Yeah, it was like we were talking about. I had to chase the story and chase all the interviews, but I interviewed the president of the university, the provost who wasn't with the school anymore.
Okay.
We just talked over LinkedIn. They didn't want to meet, and then I talked to the interim provost. So
All right.
yeah,
We're, this is an ongoing investigation. I'm sorry, story. So we are going to keep that under
We'll
wraps.
look forward to reading that
Yes, we will.
expose
in the Collegian.
in the Collegian. So you've had a sports announcer experience, you've had a local TV news experience, you've had journalism and higher ed experience. What are you thinking next? Call it. What do you want to do next?
yeah, something in the summer for an internship. I don't know if I want to go back to do another news station. A part of me feels like I already did that, but a part of me feels like, man, it was a lot of fun doing that.
Chasing stories.
Yeah, it's a blast, but I haven't seen as much of the sports side as I'd like to. I mean, I love sports, so I think it'd be cool to see the journalism communication side of it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
If anybody's looking for a sports announcer, journalism major to take with him to Paris this summer,
Yeah.
Max is on the hire, intern for hire.
I have my passport.
He's got his passport. He's ready to go.
Bags are packed. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
He can cover from cornhole to curling to shot put. What I don't. What did I?
You
what
got
is
it.
Whatever you
track,
You got it. You got it.
high
Gymnastics.
jump,
Swimming.
gymnastics, all the summer things.
things.
He's ready. He is ready with all the sports to talk about them.
Yeah.
Max, what was the thing that you have with you that Cincinnati State taught you that you picked up here and you will keep with you throughout your career?
It was probably your class. Just the experiential learning. When we had first talked about that, I was like, we'll see. But then you actually do it, and you're like, man, like this is awesome. Like it's really, really important. So yeah, probably that. Mainly because, no offense to you, but I was taking a lot of gen eds classes here, and I didn't want to take many of those. But I really did like your class a lot.
Oh, I had no idea you were going to say that. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Max.
I liked your class.
Thank you.
Yeah. That's our goal, preparing students for life.
Yeah.
So we're excited to see what happens next on your journey. And we definitely want you to keep in touch. And we love to do updates and share crazy first day on the job stories. And so please let us know what's happening with you. We want to celebrate your success. When you graduate, we want to hear all about that. And yeah, keep in touch with us.
Max, we love all of our students here, but it has been a particular joy of mine for Jane and I to work with you. You are hilarious, and you just...
Quality gold, people. He's quality gold.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to work that in.
Put that in there.
Yeah, I love quality gold. If you need jewelry, get
Now
on
we're plugging.
qgold.com.
We want a sponsorship for
Yeah.
Q. Please call us
This
Q.
is the power of experiential learning. And listeners, you don't understand this. Amy and I look at resumes. We work with students, and they come in and they've had, 1 or 2 jobs. Max worked at Quality Gold. That was his gig. All kinds of experience there. But this is somebody who wants to go into journalism. And we're sending these resumes out going, look, you just got to meet this guy. You got to meet him. And once you meet him, you're going to find a spot for him. But it's, that's the kind of experience that students come with. And it's literally about an opportunity. And once they get their foot in the door, they're gone.
Max is finding quality gold in the journalism industry.
Have to.
Yes, he is.
It's been our joy. Thanks for coming back from Toledo to talk to us, and echo what Jane said. Stay in touch. We've really enjoyed working with you.
Yeah, I will.
And we would love give a high five to Roxy and Rocky.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
We'll do.
Thanks, Max.
Take care, Max.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
The FutureProof podcast is brought to you from Studio 459, up on the hill at Cincinnati State's main campus in Clifton. This podcast is produced in conjunction with the Cincinnati State Audio-Video Production Program, its students and faculty. Student producers are Carly Baker and Jason Warner. If you like what you heard here, please hit the subscribe button. If you're an employer or potential student interested in the programs Cincinnati State has to offer, please visit cincinnatistate.edu.